Welcome back to Stakelbeck Tonight. In December, the U.S. Army had its best month for recruitment in over a decade, with nearly 350 soldiers enlisting every day. The new recruits couldn't come at a more crucial time as Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea continue to threaten the free world. To break down what it all means, I was joined earlier by Bradley Bowman. He's Senior Director of the Center on Military and Political Power at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies in D.C. He's also a former active duty U.S. Army officer and Black Hawk pilot who has served as a national security advisor to members of the U.S. Senate. Here's our interview. Bradley, great to have you with us. Hey, first question here. Obviously, this spike in recruitment, can we trace this back to new leadership, a new sheriff in town, Donald Trump, who has pledged to eradicate wokeness from the U.S. military?
These recruiting numbers for the U.S. Army are incredibly positive. As a lot of your viewers may know, there's been real recruiting challenges for several years in the U.S. Army, and it's been a top concern of mine. We did see significant progress throughout 2024, and we reached a high in August, and then we've seen even better numbers since then. You know, there's lots of explanations for recruiting. Some of it relates to the economy. Some of it relates to, and at least according to past studies, about perceptions of the military. And it's not surprising at all or it's reasonable to assume that perceptions of the commander-in-chief would play a role, right? So this increase in recruiting is really, really positive. And as you said, could not come at a better time, because the threats we confront, in my view and the view of the Bipartisan National Defense Strategy Commission, are more serious and more daunting than anything we've seen as a country since 1945, when you consider China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea individually and collectively, with growing partnership between them.
Yeah, Bradley, I think you're exactly right. And I've called it the Gathering Storm Coalition. You've called it, I think, the Axis of Aggression. They've been on the march. But do you think with new leadership in D.C., obviously, I would say stronger leadership without a doubt, are China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, are they perhaps recalculating right now?
I think that they have reasons to be concerned, that many here in the United States have new clarity about the threat that they represent. And more than that clarity, that we're actually going to act on it. You know, the proof will be in the pudding here on things like defense spending. Some of your viewers may not know, if they spend too much time listening to Bernie Sanders, they might think we're spending, we're going broke on defense spending. But when you look at the actual numbers, as we have here at our center, as a percentage of GDP, other than 3 years right before the 9/11 attacks, we're spending less on the Department of Defense as measured by gross domestic product at any time since 1940, the year before Pearl Harbor. So I think there's Putin's invasion, frankly, in 2022 is a wake-up call. More Americans understand that China alone is unlike anything we've experienced during the Cold War, and their cooperation with each other is making each of them more capable, resilient in their respective spheres of aggression, and could present us with the dilemma of having to confront two major wars at the same time in different places, something for which we are thoroughly unprepared right now.
Yeah, Bradley, you mentioned the World War II period. It seems that China right now is engaged in the largest military and nuclear buildup that we've seen since World War II. Is that right? And does China pose in many ways a unique challenge, a unique threat?
Yes, I believe China is the number one threat we confront as a country, and I believe that it combines a hostile ideology, a large economy, and a military that is increasingly capable, and in some areas is as capable as ours. So I'm hoping with this new Trump administration that we're going to see increased defense spending and a real focus on combat capability and working with our allies and partners. We have tremendous allies and partners. Our allies are strategic assets for us. They're not liabilities. And frankly, some on the right are a little confused on that point these days.
Wow. Bradley, great points all around. First of all, thank you for your service to our country. Bradley Bowman from FDD. Check him out, folks, on social media. Bradley, God bless. Great job. We'll see you again soon.